Hi guys, I'm Peggy from the Witch's Garden, trying to grow a cut flower garden here in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Thanks for checking out my channel. Okay, so something I still find quite hard is the fact that everything's a bit different in Japan. So I don't know what tools I should be looking for. What I would class as a normal garden hoe is apparently one of these beasts behind me that looks like it would chop someone's head off. So many tools. Look at these weapons. Obviously where the Grim Reaper shops also. All these little mini Grim Reapers. I was very organised last night and I went through how many of my seeds I'd planted, how many had germinated and how many more I needed to be able to fill the plan that I'd done for the allotment. So here's my little list of how many more seeds need to be planted today. I've got them all tied together and I'm going to go ahead and put them into this one that I've just finished potting on. Hi guys. As you can see with some of these, not all of them have germinated. So these are my sunflower evening sun, which I planted out on the 17th of May. I planted 9 seeds, but only 4 of them have germinated, and I want 6 of each of my types of sunflowers. So once I have potted these on, I'm going to go ahead and plant a second batch. Making sure that I'm putting the same seeds back in where I had them previously, so that if anything that didn't germinate before decides to suddenly germinate, they're still going to be in the right place and I'm going to know what is what. So let's go ahead. I'm using a very technical tool for this, disposable chopstick. Squirrel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, don't eat those ones. We're all potted on and ready to go. And I have reseeded some of these. Hey guys, so we're here. This is the plot. Ta-da! Number 17 is us. We are right at the back. This is all the other allotments. Ta-da! We're here in the evening, which is nice because it's cooler, although it is definitely mosquito o'clock, which is why I am wrapped up. But also because today we are dropping off all of the stuff that I've got over here. The poles, my big tools, I've got some bags of compost and things to drop off because I do not drive. So Kichiro is over there with everything out of the car and up here so that I can get started on it hopefully tomorrow. Okay, so I have measured my plot out and it is 5 meters by 4 meters. I am going to do 3 rows 90 centimeters wide, and then the last row will be 70 centimeters wide with little 20 centimeter wide areas for me to walk down. As much as I want to just throw everything in straight away, I know that I need to prepare this soil. Now this has actually had green plastic over it for quite some time, like this stuff on the walkways. That's just been taken up for us recently, so I'm guessing that it's not too weedy. There are some weeds down here that you can see. I will get them up, but I really want to go for the no dig method, so I am going to rake this over, try and decompress it a little bit. Is that the right word? Uncompress it? I'm going to go with decompress it. Get it a bit fluffier. You can get fluffy soil, and add some compost to it. I'm going to get it marked out. I'm going to get it staked so that I know where everything needs to go, and get it all prepared and ready before I actually put anything in the soil. Now, we are a bit strained for time. Like I say, we're coming into rainy season here. That's going to start really soon, so I need to get this in before the rains come down. There is some stuff that I'm going to seed directly. I've got my poppies that are going to go in, and I've got my Ami and my Docus Dara, that kind of stuff, I'm going to directly seed into here. I am a bit worried that the rain's going to wash it away. We've got a good day on Wednesday, so I'm going to try and come down on Wednesday. Here is Key carrying all my big bags of compost up for me. We are going to come down here on Wednesday and try and get everything in, and then it'll get a good water, you know, the rainy season will work. Another huge problem with this site is there is no water on the site, so we are having to bring it in big tanks. You can see everyone over here, they've got water tanks sitting, plastic water tanks. So getting the seeds in over rainy season will actually be quite a good thing, because the rains will naturally give the seeds the water that they need. I was going to direct plant my dahlia in here as well, but I have changed my mind. Having looked at the weather, with dahlia you want to put the tuber in, water it once, and then wait for the shoots to come up before you water it again, or you risk the tuber rotting in the ground, and I do not want that to happen. So I am going to hold off planting my dahlia. I'm going to actually start them at home in little pots, which I wasn't planning on doing, and then get some growth on them, and once the shoots come up then I'll put them in here and hopefully get some height on them. So that's my plan, but first we need to get this all measured out and staked, and my string lines put in so I know where everything's going. Ow! It's right on my head. The mosquitoes are real. This is insane. Can we count? This is our first crop. Potatoes. What do we think? Okay, we're going to stop there for today because it's getting late and we've got kids that need fed. The soil is a kind of sandy clay, and it was really hard baked, which I wasn't expecting. It's obviously not been worked for a while. It had a lot of potatoes in it. I don't know if we can count that as our first crop, can we? Potatoes. We've still got a lot to do, but at least these are marked out. We've got some nutrition going into the soil. It's due to rain tonight, anytime soon. Sorry, there's a helicopter coming. It's due to rain tonight, so hopefully it'll get a bit more moist. The weeds weren't too bad at all. They came up really easily, so that's good news. So yeah, made a start, but more to do tomorrow. Okay, day 2. Heading down to the garden to try and get some more of the preparation done and hopefully get some seeds in the ground today. I'm by myself today, and like I said, I don't drive, so I have my bicycle, my beautiful Mama Chatty, packed up with everything I need, and I've got Squirrel today as well. Yes, I am also wearing my top backwards because she fell asleep before I could finish getting dressed. So let's go. For anyone not in Japan, Mama Chatty is short for Mama's Chariot. I don't know what I would do without this bicycle. I love it, and today it is packed up with everything that I should need. Got my garden toolbox there, toys for the baby, seat for the baby, snacks for the baby, all your essential gardening stuff. Luckily the allotment is only about a 10-minute cycle away, so we're not too bad, although it is very hot today. Let's go. These are so beautifully twisted. Okay, we made it. We're here. We're all set up. I've got Squirrel over in her little chair over there. Let's see how long she puts up with that for. It's really hot today, but it did rain last night, so my soil is nice and damp. I have to try and get as much as I can in today and finish the organising today because, like I said, rainy season is coming and the rest of the week is a complete washout. Still not sure what I'm going to do about my dahlia. I was going to put them in and then I wasn't going to put them in, and now I just feel like I really need to get them in the ground. You can see this is my dahlia bonbon. You can see it's already got a shoot coming. This wants to go in the ground as quickly as possible. So I think I might just try it and hope that the rain just doesn't make them rot in the ground. This might be one of those things I regret from my first year of flower farming moments, but I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to put them in. I also have all of my poppies to go in today. I've got Amazing Grey. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. It's a breadseed poppy. I've got some California poppy, apple blossom pink. This is more California poppy. This one I actually got free because I ordered so many seeds, so I'm not sure what that one's going to look like. And this is the California poppy jelly beans. So I'm going to grow some of them because they look really pretty, but also they make nice seed pods for me to dry and use up through the autumn. I've also got some of my other things like my Ami, my Achillea, my Nigella. I'm putting all this in, hopefully, today. Let's see how long the baby puts up with being there. Yeah. Are you going to let Mummy do the garden work? You're just going to play there? You got your snacks? Happy squirrel, huh? Squirrel, yeah, okay, I'll go do the garden over there, okay. It's hot and I'm from Scotland, which means I get sunburn in like 3 seconds, so it's good luck, huh? Yeah, loving it. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is staking out, marking out where my spacings are going to be. I've got them, my dahlia are going in at 45 centimetre spacings. I'm doing this for 2 reasons, mainly so that I don't have to measure every single one. I can go along the line and do it now. But also so that I remember where I've actually planted stuff. It makes it a lot easier for the stuff that I'm going to direct seed. It means that I know stuff growing along that line is stuff I've planted. Anything outside of those lines is weeds and needs to be pulled up, which I'm hoping will help. Now, you might have noticed that I am not putting down weed cloth. Now, a lot of the other videos that I've watched on YouTube have said one of the biggest mistakes they made on their first year of farming was not putting down weed cloth, not investing in some kind of landscaping fabric. And it might be one of the things that when I do my things I wish I'd done differently, it might be the case, but my thinking behind it is twofold. One, it's a small plot. I'm starting off because it's been covered in the green plastic. There wasn't very many weeds here in the first place, and it looks like, might be very optimistic, although I now see a weed sticking up over there. It looks pretty weed free to start with, which is a good starting point. And I'm hoping that if I just stay on top of it, I have to come down here pretty much every day anyway to water everything, because like I say, there's no water on site, so I'm going to have to be coming down and doing the watering anyway. So I'm hoping, just because it's so small, I should be able to catch the weeds when they're still small and it won't become such a big issue. Secondly, the landscaping fabric you can get here, I don't know if you can see some of the other people, like the guy over here, you can get a kind of weed fabric here that has the spacings pre-burned into it, which makes it very easy, but it is this plastic type, which does stop the weeds going through, but it stops everything else, including water as well. Also, it gets really hot here, and I'm scared that if I put that down, it's just going to bake the soil underneath. Like I say, when we dug this up a couple of days ago, it was baked really hard. It does have quite a lot of clay in this soil. And I'm scared that if I put that stuff down, it's just going to turn into a big oven and cook the roots of my plants, so I don't really want to put that down. If I went for the woven fabric that lets the rainwater go through, that would help with that issue, but I would have to burn all the holes myself. Now, if you look at the row I'm doing, if you check out on my plan, there you go. Got my plan with me today. You can see that here I'm planting out my dahlia, which are going to be 45 centimetres apart, but then I have cosmos, which is 30 centimetres apart. My verbascum is also going to be 30 centimetres apart, and then I get down to my poppies, which are going to be sewn really closely together. And then again here I've got some that are 30 centimetres apart, some that are 20 centimetres apart, some that I'm just going to sew in a line and thin out as they come through and see how much room they actually need. So if I was trying to do this, burning the holes myself into the landscaping fabric, not only would I have to go out and buy a blowtorch, because it's not something that I have at home already, but it would be really hard. It would be a lot of work that I don't particularly want to do. And if I change, this year is all about learning what grows, what doesn't, what I like, what I don't like, what comes through well. Oh, a butterfly already, did you see? Come back, come back. This is a learning experience, so I'm sure that what I plant this year is going to be completely different to what I plant next year, and therefore the spacings will all be different, and I want to be able to reuse fabric like that. I don't want to be throwing out 5 metre plastic if I don't have to. So I'm going to attempt it this year with no weed cloth and see how it goes. I might regret it. Okay, as you can see, Squirrel has woken up. It's hot out here and I think she has reached her limit of what she's going to put up with, so we're going to have to call it a day. I didn't get quite as much done as I wanted. I've got a little bit more of my spacings out. I've got some of these poles going in which is going to have netting across it to be my support netting for when the flowers get tall enough. Seems a bit crazy doing it now, looking at just bare mud, but get the foundations in first and hopefully it'll make the rest of the season easier. I already know that these walking columns are going to be too small and it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. It's going to be very narrow. And when the plants actually come up and once I've got the netting on, I am going to have to stick to them. With her on my back, it's nigh on impossible. But you just have to deal with it, I guess. So I'm going to water what I've put in now. I've only really got my poppy planted at the back and my dahlia down the front, but I've got all this marked out. So hopefully the rain won't be too bad tomorrow and I can get down to do some stuff then. Obviously I'm okay being out in the rain, but it's Squirrel's not overly happy about that situation. So it really is weather dependent. I might not be able to get back down here until the weekend. Today's Wednesday. Until the weekend when Daddy can take the kids and I can come down and actually get some proper work done. But it's a bit more. I've finally got some stuff in the ground. My dahlia are in, my poppy are in, and I'm getting there. So just give this stuff a water and then we're gonna pack up, get back on the bike and head home into the shade. Yeah, me too, buddy. Okay, day 3, it obviously is not raining as was forecast and I don't have the baby today. So I'm here to try and get done everything that I wanted to get done yesterday, which is finish measuring everything out, get all of my seeds in the ground and possibly get the netting up if I have time to do that. The baby is asleep right now, so I have about an hour and a half to try and get all this done. So let's get to it. Can you see this? I love how different all the seeds look. This is calendula, orange flash, and it has really squirrely little squiggly seeds. Love it. Achillea, summer berries, which is very pretty. But the seeds are so small, they actually come in this little plastic tube. Don't know if you can even see them in there. I was hoping to get 2 rows out of this, but how on earth am I meant to sew that into 2 rows? It's tiny. Okay, I did it, yay! I've got all of my stakes in, ready for the netting to go in once I've actually got everything in and planted. I've got all the markings out for what I need. The things that I haven't stringed out are things that I have got growing at home in pots and I'll just come and place them in, so I don't really need to string them out. That is fine. Did a little bit of weeding, handful of weeds. I'm hoping that if I do this every day I'll never have really more than a handful of weeds. So now all I have to do is get it watered. I'm very squint, sorry. There we go. I'm gonna get it watered and that's how it's done. It is now about 10:30, so that's me just over an hour. So hopefully Squirrel's still asleep at home. And I can get home and have a really big glass of water. But I'm really happy I got all that done. Not surprisingly, it is much easier and faster to get it done when you don't have a 1-year-old tied onto your back. But yeah, let's get this watered up, and then yes, all my seeds are in. I'm really happy. It's a total milestone for me. I've been thinking about this since we got the plot, so now I just have to make sure I'm coming down here regularly, weeding, watering, and getting the stuff at home to grow nice and strong so that we can get it in. It's hard to imagine that in a couple of months this will be hopefully about this high, all in flowers. Hopefully. I'm looking at this bed and it's really squint. This is the one that I said I thought it was 70, but it's not. It's 80 at this end, 80 centimetres at this end, and 60 centimetres down at that end, and it is really obvious. But I've changed my planting accordingly, so hopefully it'll still work out fine. So hopefully, I'm saying that a lot. Yeah, let's get it all watered. So yeah, I'll keep you updated and let you know how the things are growing on at home, and I'll come back next week or whenever things start showing and give you a bit of an update as to what's happening.